didn't talk to anyone, except for a few words with that girl. Her name was Rita. It was indeed her father. She informed me that they had their camp, comprising mostly adults. But her father was discontent with their lifestyle and inquired again. Well, you can say that. She somehow hesitated and immediately continued, as if trying to change the subject. We came here from a small village 20 kilometers away. From here, Dad thought that there would be at least some normal food here. He was not satisfied, and they wandered to us to their misfortune. And then suddenly Andre appeared. The girl bowed her head and shook from the anger that she could barely contain herself. He saw we had a supply of food at Mark's window. He didn't kill him, it happened by accident. Andre just stood and looked at her, barely grinning casually. It was no coincidence that neither Mark nor your father could return anything. Here Rita stood up, unable to bear Andre's presence any longer, and left. She later told me that he would now never let her go because she knew the location of their camp in his plans. She never initiated. And then one day, what was supposed to happen. She ran away like she did. I don't know, maybe a horseshoe. I don't know about one of the boys on guard. Andrew didn't even deal with it. They threw it in the same place where they ate it from the Cerrito. And then they came for me. Well, tell me what you Andre began. I told some that he didn't know about her plans, but they didn't believe me. Stay here until we catch her and throw me in one of the cages in that basement. I don't know how long I sat in total darkness. I was warned once a day or two. Apparently, the girl managed to escape quite far from them. And then one day I woke up loose. Get up. Well, they apprehended her, placed her in my cell. Hey, Stump, you're free, Stump. She could joke like that, but she took me out of the basement, and I became a bit accustomed to the light, and noticed several guys lying face down on the ground, their hands tied behind their backs or heads. Several adult men stood above their arms. They had huge knives similar to sabers or machetes. Get out of. You don't need to see what will happen to them. I took a deep breath, so that my head even felt a little dizzy. We were already quite far from the camp. I asked what would happen to them. Will they be taken to the camp? Andrew might consume it. These are people from my camp, where my father and I used to live. I didn't know what they ate. It was meat like meat. They said they were hunting. My father and I ate only vegetables. Then we didn't eat them. Then one day he told me to get out of there. I stood next to her and couldn't say a word to her. How were you released? One of the main ones in our camp is my father's brother. There was no misunderstanding with this either, and now I brought them. Here, listen. Andre is not a very good person, I agree, but even he doesn't himself. The girl looked at me for a long time, then something flashed in her hands. Maybe you're right. He doesn't deserve it, right? And here you are. She punched me in the stomach. A sharp pain shot through me, and I gritted my teeth and fell to my knees. But you deserve it because of you, those assholes killed him. She pushed me with her foot, and I rolled into some hole behind me. Falling to the very bottom, I hit my head and lost consciousness.
Marked the beginning of my new job, a position I finally secured after nearly a year of unemployment and mounting debt. Now fortune is on my side. You need to do everything to justify the boss's hopes and so that I don't get drunk in 1 month. In the morning, the boss asked me to look at the book. He promised me an interesting task. You probably want to immediately throw me into hell to test my abilities. Anyone in the office who thinks I'm intimidated is gravely mistaken. Half an hour later, I was already flying to the address given to me. She was a malicious defaulter who lived at the very edge of the city. My job was to go around defaulters and remind them in every way about their arrears, about their non-payments, issue subpoenas, and all that nonsense associated with it. Today, my case is among the most challenging and has reached the final phase. There was no need to issue an eviction order to the landlady of the apartment for the car. When I drove up, I was a little stunned. Such a shallow house barely held on the foundation. Well, he looked creepy. As soon as I knocked, I heard a terrible voice.
It went to the bath, bastard just tried to kick me out of here. I decided to cheat a little.
No problem, ma'am. I just need you to sign a paper that you have no complaints against us, and we will never have you again.
Let's blur the truth a bit. I'm having trouble seeing, and I truly hope you're not deceiving me, because if you are...
I swear nothing.
Deceit is here and there. It's astonishing how gullible this elderly woman proved to be. I did everything according to the instructions as my boss taught me. One copy he gave to her, one he took with him. My work is done. The rest will be done tomorrow by the cops. They will kick this crazy grandmother out, and they will print at home. That's all business.
Game 145-25.
But she also had her face the next day. As soon as the doors were open, she threw stones, ripped a block off my head.
Hair?
She shouted something in an unintelligible language.
Since those...
Then strange events began occurring. I lost my vitality, my sleep became irregular.
And at night if I...
Managed to fall asleep.
Me?
I had terrible nightmares.
Or was it not?
Dream, I realized that I was starting to go crazy. This went on for a week. I didn't sleep at all. Then the phone rang.
Is that you?
Pathetic liar.
Well, how do you like your night bones? How do you like your needles now? Well,
Why are you silent?
Are you cursed?
You are utterly cursed, but you certainly have the chance to redeem yourself.
5 nights, 5 incredible and unforgettable nights in my exceptionally wonderful home.
5 what?
Just for transmission. 5 nights I will lift the curse from you.
This old woman was a witch. I could no longer explain it to my friend. What I saw at night, I would not wish anyone else to see.
Therefore, already,
That evening I was standing outside that old house.